this is your first release project in over a decade, and there's been a lot of talk and discussion about how music has changed over time, and questions like what is hip hop has came up. And I was recently watching Brown Sugar. I was about to ask you when you fell in love with hip hop, but I'm going to stick on the topic of discussion. What is hip hop then to you? Because you said women are the hottest thing in hip hop, and I feel you. Oh, like, so what is hip hop?
Hip hop is the is the fastest language spread throughout the history of mankind. And what I mean by that is, look, Renee, when I go to Dubai, when I go to Qatar, when I am in the Middle East, they love poetry. They know 18th century Hafiz, or they know Rumi poetry. I don't know none of that. But guess what else they know? They know Ye, they know Jay-Z, they know 50 Cent, they know NBA Youngboy. You know what I'm saying? And we relate. When I go to Cartagena, Colombia, and the guys walk up on me with the radio and they freestyling in Spanish, I don't know Spanish, but I know what they're saying. I know the spirit of what they're saying. When I go to Brazil and I see the graffiti on the wall that reminds you of the Egyptian, what do you call the Egyptian writing? The
Hieroglyphics.
Hieroglyphics. Graffiti is hieroglyphics of the modern day. When you see dance, when you see fashion, this shirt right here is from the Chicago Black Museum called the DuSable Museum, but it looks hip hop because they know to have people interested in Black history, they got to make it current and present. So when you asking me what is hip hop to me, it is a global language that we speak through the way we dress, through the way we talk, through the way we interact with one another. And no matter what language you speak, hip hop can be a translator. That's what it is to me. It's not just the commercial mechanical entity. Hip hop is a living, breathing, diasporic culture. When you're listening to Afrobeat, you're listening to hip hop. When you're listening to reggaeton, you're listening to hip hop. You're listening to people trade drums across diasporas. Hip hop is the fastest spreading language in the history of mankind.
Wow. Listen, drop the mic. We could finish there. I'm gonna keep going, but we could have stopped there because you're talking about hip hop and you can see your passion for it. And you chose several women rappers for the project to help bring Nicki's voice to life. And so who did you choose? Why did you choose them then?
So I don't even just call them rappers. They're co-authors. You know what I'm saying? They co-authored this project. We got to use words that hold women into high esteem and hold our gifts into the highest esteem. So these co-authors, the way that they were chose was, I'm looking for not who's the most popular person that's going to bring me like the clicks, cash, and prizes. Like, I'm looking for like people who embody the spirit of Nikki Giovanni, who are not afraid. They're not even competing with me on the track. Like the first piece that we released called Creator, there's a video out right now. It's about divine forgiveness in a relationship. If there's infidelity, basically my verse is talking about infidelity and things that I've been through with my wife, where we've had more great times than bad, but the bad times were heavy. And so, when Brittany Carter, who's featured on this Creator, she heard it, and her first rhyme was, "You're talking about trust. How can you say you love me when you giving in the lust?" I said, "No, that's not it, sis." She said, "What you mean that's not it?" Like, I said, "We're not going to argue about this. I need you to love me through it." And she was like, but you cheated on me. See, and now we're talking like man and wife, work wife and man. She said, but you cheated on me. And we had a conversation. I said, yes, but do you want to leave me? I'm working past my own traumas, and being in the industry and what the industry taught me and what hip hop taught me, to a certain extent. We talk about women being the hottest rappers today, but women are also making the same mistakes the men made in the late 90s and early 2000s. I'm watching it. I'm watching it happen all over again. And so...
And what mistakes are those?
Clicks, cash, and prizes. Anything, whoring ourselves. And I'm not even talking about ourselves in the physical sense. I'm talking about our spirits. I'm talking about what we think everybody want to hear, and we just giving everybody what we think they want to hear instead of giving people who we are, instead of telling our authentic stories, instead of like the we have the oppressor's mindset. We think like the enemy, and so it's hard to take that out of ourselves and still see our identity. Oh, that's a rhyme. If you think like the enemy, then what's your identity? James Baldwin said, James Baldwin said on this project, he said, we begin to do it to ourselves. We are the co-conspirators of our murderers.